There's a pretty common misconception surrounding the debuff duration stat, and that's the assumption that it impacts how long the debuffs you apply last on other players. This is incorrect. The stat actually impacts how long debuffs last on you, and does nothing else. This can be seen when taking the Protection from Evil perk as Cleric, as it brings your debuff duration from negative 13% to negative 63%. This misconception is pretty understandable though, as a negative debuff duration shows up in red numbers, which would seem to imply a detrimental effect. Additionally, gear that impacts your debuff duration will actually add debuff duration, which is probably an oversight. Equipping gear with this stat will make debuffs last longer on you, and so you should avoid this enchantment as long as it remains this way. This means that the only way to positively affect your debuff duration is through the will stat, or with the Protection from Evil perk as Cleric. With that misconception cleared up, let's talk about the more interesting aspects of this stat. First and foremost, every debuff in the game has a set duration, and this stat modifies that duration by exactly what you see. If a debuff lasts 1 second, and you have negative 50% debuff duration, it'll reduce the debuff's duration by 50%. Seems pretty simple, but what's interesting about this is exactly what counts as a debuff. The first weird debuff is the on-hit slowdown debuff. Anytime you get hit by a weapon or an enemy in Dark and Darker, you are slowed down for a period of time. The amount of time and the severity of the slowdown both vary based on the source of the damage, but generally, heavier weapons and throwables have the most slowdown, while light weapons have much less. With this knowledge in mind, some new implications can be discovered. For one, Rogue's positive 42.9% debuff duration. A class that is generally mobile and relies on that mobility to escape sticky situations is punished extra hard when they do mess up. Meanwhile, a Cleric running Protection from Evil will only be slowed down very briefly upon being hit. A class not known for their mobility is capable of tanking slowdown very effectively. The second weird debuff is damage over time. Dots in Dark and Darker consist of 2 parts. One is the damage, and the other is the duration. The damage is a set flat value, which can be modified by buffs, perks, power bonus, and gear. After its final value is determined by the usual damage calculations, the damage is then divided by the duration, which results in how much damage each tick of the dot will deal. But funky things happen when this duration is affected by debuff duration. For example, the afterburn from Zap is a dot that lasts exactly 1 second. And so, if you get just a little bit of debuff duration, the afterburn never happens. Same goes for things like Rupture, Fireball, and even Poison. With enough debuff duration, you can simply deny a tick or 2 of damage, and the damage per tick does not get adjusted to account for this shorter duration. That extra damage is just gone, vanished into the void forever. While non-casters can't benefit from the magical power bonus of Will, there's still plenty of reason to add Will to your build. It provides magical damage reduction, and a way to partially, or even completely negate many of the damage over time effects in the game.